The topic I have tonight is education. Education is important. It's important to me. It's important to everyone here because I know that because you guys are all in college and you want to further your education. And I think somewhere in us, all of us want the best education we can get because we pay so much money. It's so expensive. So why do we have a system where it clearly shows that it's lacking in delivering the best education to our students? This system in question is the Common Core States Standards Initiative, or simply known as Common Core. I'm pretty sure most of you may have heard of it because we're all college students, and it began its implementation in 2009, where 45 states joined the program. The Common Core, it claims to prepare American students for college classes. It also claims to standardize the tests so that all American schools are standardized. And it also claims that it's the next step forward in education. However, with the research that I have done, I'm here to tell you otherwise. My name is Lee, and I'm here to tell you why Common Core has a negative effect on the education of today's high school students. The first and major reason that students are less prepared, the first and major reason that Common Core is bad for our students is that they are less prepared for this standardized test. The second reason that Common Core is bad for our students is that it claims to standardize the test, but with the research I've done, the standards of the states still vary, so it fails to do what it claims. And finally, the states that used to support it back in 2008 when Common Core was just being written up are now realizing the bad effects that it has on its children, on the students. So now states are opting out of the Common Core program. So the first and biggest reason that Common Core is bad for students is because ever since the Common Core program was officially implemented in 2009, the standardized tests, they always scored lower after 2009, and that's according to the National Assessment of Education Progress, or NAEP, which is the largest education assessment organization in America. Shows that test scores reveal that in 2009, 40% of high school seniors were deemed ready for college, but in 2013, that number dropped to 39%, and in 2015, it dropped to 37%. Now this percentage drop seems to be small, but it's very substantial. And if we look at ACT, it's a lot worse, where college readiness is only at 25%. Now I have a short story for you. It's the reason why I'm here. So my school, in the 8th grade, Common Core was being implemented to my school. And I wasn't like the best student, but I knew I was good at math. So I took the Common Core test, but it showed that I was not college ready. So then I just went home and I took a test that my older brother made, and he was like really good at math. And he told me I was ready for college. So then I opted to skip high school, and now I'm here. So the Common Core education, that story just shows that Common Core education is more on the lacking side. And then another point, the next big point about why Common Core is bad for our students is because it fails to standardize the tests. It fails to do what it sought out to do. So an article from the New York Times reported that one of the organizations that wrote Common Core, which was the Partnership for Assessment and of Readiness for College and Careers, or PARCC for short, investigated 10 states plus Washington, D.C., and discovered that the standard to be quote-unquote proficient, meeting or exceeding exceptions were all different between states. For example, they showed that Ohio claimed that 2/3 of their students were proficient, while when those students were matched up against Massachusetts students, it was shown that they were only meeting expectations. So this shows that the standardization in the tests were all different. And finally, the states have realized that Common Core is bad because the states who backed Common Core thought it'd be good in the beginning years, but ever since the test results started coming in, they started slowly defunding the tests and proposing their own curriculum. So right now, only 20 of the original 45 states are still in Common Core. So that just shows that the people who once supported Common Core are now like losing hope about it. And I have a quote from a partner of the largest educational organization, a large educational organization in America, which was Bellwether Educational Partners. Chad Adelman states that it's just not coming to the fruition like we would have hoped. So that's just an example of how people who used to back Common Core no longer back it. And with that, and with all of those reasons, I explained how lower test scores failing to standardize the test and states leaving the program show why Common Core is bad and has a negative effect on our students' education. Thank you. I hope I have changed your minds on this topic.
All right, a lot of good stuff in the presentation. The propositions clearly identified. I like the lead-in that you have where you kind of give us this background information, talk about what our motivation is, kind of give us a context about why there was a desire to change things, and then you tell us that the change that was put into place is basically not working. It's failing to produce the outcome that we desired. You focus on high school students, and that's fine. Most of your data, I think, probably also correlates to high school students. I'd have to double check it. There's a good preview of what the supporting structure is. Sometimes you struggle a little bit getting the clearest phrasing on it, but ultimately it's easy to follow the pattern that you're developing in your argument. I heard good evidence on each of the supporting points. All of that evidence was cited properly for the most part. There are a couple of times when I think some additional information would be helpful, but this was a very solid argument on the points that you presented. The one place where I thought there was a little bit of a problem is this information about the number of states who have withdrawn from Common Core. I think we should get a source citation on that and definitely a date on that, since this is a relatively recent change that's going on. I thought there's a good summary at the end of the presentation, and you kind of leave us with a reasonable exit line too. So that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.